Hello coders, welcome to Thursday evening, the Thursday evening stream. It is 8:30. 8:30 here in the UK, just tightening the microphone. And today we are going to be working on the How to Code Well site. There's a couple of issues that I want to just sort of clear, really. I've got this really annoying issue with the Docker machine and how the Gatsby site is being installed. It hangs for some reason, and I'm not sure why. Before putting it in the Docker machine, it wasn't in a container. But I'm trying to move everything into Docker now, so it's ready to be installed on staging, and I need to run the node environment of production for certain things to work. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating. Right. So I have a gin, and the first person. Oh, here we go. So Jesus code use. Is that the Jesus code use? Thank you very much for following. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers. Right. Let's get into the code, shall we? So I'll show you what I mean by the problem with this Gatsby issue. If I was to do an ls, this is the directory that we've got. And if I did a cat of, say, docker compose.yaml. So we're now running this command, which is run.sh, passing in the mode. The mode is based on the .env file, which is develop. Okay. If I was to cat the run.sh, it's going to pass that in as the first argument, so that's run and then develop. So it's going to echo running develop, and then it's going to do npm run dev. Sounds straightforward. This is how I would switch to different builds. So for example, if I wanted to serve it, I would do run npm serve. This is going to run the npm command that is in the package. So if I did cat of package.json, scroll up a minute. All the way up here, we can see that we have... Yes, so the serve would run npm run clean and npm run build and node env, put it in production, and then run Gatsby and run it off of this host. Nothing crazy out of the blue here. It's this that is causing the problem. This is doing an npm develop, npx node arg esum, right? So it's allowing me to use certain ES types of stuff. Gatsby develop port 9000 off of this particular host. The problem I've got is that this just keeps hanging for some reason, and I'm not sure why. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll get it running in the background. So let's just clear the screen down. So docker compose up-d build, and we'll just let it run in the background. This will probably hang, and I'll probably come back to it during the stream, which is a bit annoying. But what I want to get into whilst this is going through is PHPStan and fixing some issues raised by PHPStan. If I was to backtrack a couple of minutes and just talk about the sprint review that's happening on Sunday, we're kind of already sort of there. It's just a case of deploying it to staging and then creating a backup script for the database. I'm going to do both of these things off stream. I've been already working on this deployment to staging, and to be honest, this is part of it. This getting this up to in the Docker machine. So whilst that's happening and whilst I'm struggling through, I'm going to increase PHPStan in API to level 3. Okay, because, and we'll put this in as, we'll put this as the thing that's running here. Let's just grab that and plonk it over there. There we go. Because at the moment, if I go to PHP Storm, we're running we're level 2, which is pretty low. It would be nice to bring this up. We can go all the way up to 7 levels. So while I'm going to be doing a bit of multitasking today, that's essentially what I'm doing. So this is dealing with the node stuff. And then in this terminal window, we're going to be dealing with PHPStan stuff running against the API. So here, this is running against the portal, and this is running against the API. So if I ran make, if I was to keep this to level 2, if I did make static analysis, this would run the Docker Compose exe API PHP bin PHPStan running that off of level 2. Now this should all pass, which it is, but as soon as I knock it up to level 3, it's going to fail flat on its face. And I think there's about 29 errors. Yes, there's 29 errors. If I was to knock this all the way up to 7, I think we've got something in the region of 60. So all the unit tests and the API tests, they work, right? This is sort of belt and braces for PHPStan. Doing, adjusting things like return types and all of this jazz. So yeah, it's a frustrating that I can't actually get this running today or before the stream, because I would have loved to have done some JavaScript today rather than a bit of PHP. But we got to run with the dice that was rolled, right? Hey, I love listening to your podcast. That's brilliant. Thank you. Oh, I'm really pleased. Really, really pleased. It's nice to hear from the audience. Jin sounds like my lovely friend. Yeah, so this, woohoo, if I can get into shot there. This is like normal gin and a little bit of fruit, sort of fruit lemonade, if that makes sense. And I must say, it's going down rather nicely. Thank you, Segfault. I hope you're well. Nice summery drink. Yeah, nice chilled out drink. Nice chilled out drink. Right, so let's crack on. I do want to keep half an eye on this, but whatever. I'm just so gutted that doesn't work. Let's knock this down to 3. All right, and let's walk the ladder. So we've got a little bit less to play with. So I'm hoping a lot of these things are going to be pretty similar. I think they might be, because find by ID and all of this stuff, returns and jars. So I don't think it's going to be overly taxing, touch wood. But let's start here at the bottom. So line 55, validator, property app validator violations does not accept Symfony validator constraint violation list interface. Wow. Right, so this actually might be quite tricky. But anyway, let's get into it. So line 55 on validator. All right. So that would live. This is very, let me change the music. This is very... That's better. Right. SRC. Validator. And it was line 55, right? Line 55 down here. Violations. This validator validate. Okay. Passing in data and constraint collection. What are you moaning about? Property app validator violations. So it is property? What? Violations. Property app validator violations. Where is that being set? So we got the violations. This violations is this. Are we saying that this is not the right data return type for this? Is that what we're saying here? Does not accept property app violations. Oh, I'm stuck on the first one. That's not good. All right, I think what I'm going to do. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Let's work on the other one once I've warmed up a bit. User manager, lol. Manager, user manager. Here we go. Method app manager, user manager. Find user by should return null user or null, but returns a FOSS user interface or null. Okay, so it's this app entity user and user interface needs to be sorted. Big Yushi says field or property. I mean, in PHP, it's a heated discussion, right? Now. But yes, totally. Line 90. Oh, dear. Here, user. So this should be a user interface, right? Now, have we bumped this up to Symfony 7? I'm actually running 7.3, I think. Let me just get this right on the container. That would help, right? So let's just do docker compose exe API bash. I cannot remember. I think it's PHP 7.3. It's certainly not 7.4. It is 7.3.17. Yep. So we'll knock that down to 7.3. Sorry. And we will, yeah, that's 7.3. Okay, cool. All right. So that is complaining. Return type declaration must be compatible with find by user, app user null. This is contradicting. App entity. Is it because that needs to be in there? And can I remove this? No. This is saying that it needs to be app entity, whereas the other one is saying user. Interesting. That doesn't make any sense to me. Method app user manager. Find user by username. Yaha. Should return app user. Why should it return that? Is it because of this? Oh, because of this. Wow. Okay. I see what's happening here. See, this is returning a user interface. This is returning a user, and this is returning a... Wow. This should be user interface. In fact, this shouldn't even be a thing, right? That shouldn't even be there. This should be interface. I'm sure this is correct. And then this should be over there, like that. Is that right, or are you going to moan? Have I got other... I have other return types. And then this is complaining again because... Return type declaration must be compatible with... And then it's returning user manager interface. So I've got an interface. I see now. I gotcha. Now I've gotcha. This is the interface that this implements, right? Yes. So the interface, which extends the base user manager interface, and we have find one by username, should, let's deal with this guy, because this is the thing. Find user by username returns a user interface. Gotcha. Right. So this needs to be a user interface. Yep. And then this also needs to be a user interface. User interface. And actually, I think I could get away with the fact that... why is that? Oh, I can just return that, right? Okay. Fair enough. Let's go up here. Line tutorial view manager. Tutorial manager. Tutorial view manager. Where did the managers go? Tutorial view. There we go. Find by ID. Should return app tutorial view, but returns an object null. Great. Okay, that tutorial entity view null, but it returns null or an object. Could I do if instance of, if entity is an instance of tutorial view, and could I do if false entity, can I then do a throw, or can I just do return null, right? So it's going to be that, or it's going to be that. Let's just run Stan again. Let's just come down here. Let's see if I've made any difference to that. If not, what is the schemas folder? This folder is for my JSON API. Schemas folder is based on, if I was to load up one of these things, it creates the return for the API. We're using the JSON API jobby. Okay, there's still an issue there, and user manager at return type does not have a subnative type of. Okay, fine. Yes, I did miss that. You're right. And is that this case? Yes, you are correct there. Let's run that again. This is where I fix all of the stuff in PHPStan, and then I run all the unit tests and they fail. Right, okay, so that's that sorted out the door. Tutorial view manager, method app tutorial blah blah blah, get repository should return, this is the thing, right? And then but returns a object repository jobby. Oh no, we fixed that one, the other one. So these are two new ones. Okay, line 62, line 82. So tutorial view manager, is it Control G to go? No, I'm sure there was I was told this once. There is a shortcut code, key even, for line numbers. Can I just find that? Because this is going to because that would help me a lot. Key, if anybody knows the shortcut key for, I don't want a plugin for getting line numbers. Actually, let me just Google that. So PHPStorm key map line default Windows and Linux key map for JetBrains shortcut keys, that'll do. There must be one for go to line. No, there's not. Go to, no, line. Can we search for line? No. Add or remove comment line. Ugh. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Key map. Plugins, key map. No, key map. What was that? Key. There was something there. Key map. Key map. There we go. Okay. Don't want that. Line. Duplicate line, cut line, join lines. No, I want to go to line. Go to next highlighted element. Find. Column, select all, shrink, join. Really? Seriously? Line numbers. There must be navigate line to column. Okay, Command L. That's capital L. Let's try that. Let's try that. Command capital L. Nope, that's not happening. Ah, there we go. It was not capital L, just L. Command L. Okay, what was that? That was line 62, right? And look, I can do 62, and I think I can even do 8. I can do like a range. Anyway, I'm here now. Okay, 62 method tutorial get repository should return this, but it actually returns that. So again, I think what I can do is do this. Object repository. Ah, that's a pain. Because it's so static. Do I know about the no verify from VK team? No, I don't. Never heard of it. Find by. If repo. No, this isn't Python. If repo is an instance of tutorial view, return repo, throw exception. Throw new exception. Cannot find tutorial repository. And then we probably need a throws tag up there. Just run that, see if it works. Okay, line 86, method app tutorial manager, find by tutorial and user. Should return tutorial view or null. But returns object null. What does 86? Let's use that funky little command there to get the number. Here we go. Get repository. Find y1. But returns object or null. Aha. Okay, yes, of course. I need to do if. And this returns null, right? Okay, good. So if entity is an instance of, you'll find me doing this a lot, I think, tonight. Tutorial view. This is just like belt and braces checks, but it's always good to do all of this stuff. So this will return the entity. Entity. Or it will fall over and return null. Because it's nullable. Okay, let's run that again. What have we got? Should have 25 now. Alright, okay, cool. This one here, tutorial manager, find by ID should return tutorial or null, but actually returns an object. Okay, fine. This is tutorial manager, which is a line 83. 83. If entity is an instance of tutorial, then it is. And actually, I don't need this, to be honest. Then return entity else return null because it's nullable. Yaha. Good. Okay. Boom. Oopsie. Nope. There we go. Let's run that. 24 now. Hey, Illipop. Oh, 100 LPL PY. I don't know where the L got in. Thank you for following. Do appreciate that. Thank you. Nice to have you here. And also Raising. That is awesome username. Hello, raising. I will raise a glass to both of you. Cheers. Right. Tag manager. Yes, as I mentioned, a lot of these are pretty much the same. Tag manager here. We've got line 58, line 81, line... is it 51? 58. 58. All right. Yes. Again, I need to do a check here. If instance of... if entity, sorry. If entity is an instance of tag, yep, then return entity, else return null. In fact, I've decided that I might as well just use these as ternaries. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So return. Yeah, let's just do it. There's no need to have, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of code when I could just do it in one. It'd be easier to copy and paste as well, I think. So we return entity, else we return null. There we go. Bye-bye. There we go. Nice and easier to read, in my opinion. Right, so let's see if I can just go through the rest of them. That I've just changed. So there's an extra space there. It was this one. That should be tutorial. That's fine because my other amazing shortcut key will optimize the imports. There we go. So that's good. Was there another change? I can't see it there. Tag manager. There was that change. Tutorial view manager. I think there was one yet down here. Tutorial view. Yep. Okay, cool. Was there anything else in here? Can't see any change. There's nope. Yes, nope. Here, I think what I'm going to do is just. That's the problem. It's not returning a null, right? So here it's tutorial. This is repo. This would be tutorial. That means we can get rid of that line, and then this is going to return there. Else we're going to throw new exception. Cannot find repo. Can I do that? Am I allowed to do that in here? I don't think I can. Return value is expected to be... No, I can't. I was just being a little bit too cheeky there. I can't do that. I didn't think I could. Oh well, never mind. I don't need that though. I do like having separating return calls. Right, okay, scroll up. This one, yeah, definitely can do that. So that is, woo! Let's copy that over. Paste that in. And this is tutorial view, which is tutorial view. No need for that anymore. Find by ID, get repository. This, what's wrong? Oh yeah, it needs to throw an exception. Throw that. There we go. Right, let's go straight to it. Why do I use get repository instead of dependency injection for injecting repositories? 23, good. I could do that, I suppose. I could, but I like to keep I like to keep database access to my managers, right? So I don't like accessing the ORM from the controller. I like to mitigate that, or not mitigate that. I like to send that off to a manager. So I have a manager class, I have a repository class, and then I have the controllers. So it kind of just splits it out a little bit. It's easier, in my experience, for testing when you're doing testing of the database, because you're testing specifically. You can, I see what you mean. You can inject into the repository, into the manager. Yes, I suppose you could do that. I guess you could. Yeah, but the controllers would call upon, say, find by ID. I guess I could do it in the constructor up here. I guess I could do that. Yeah, but the thing is, there's I found that there were certain managers were dealing with multiple repositories at once, so yeah, I might do it as a cleanup route, like this one, for example. This is, well, it's dealing with multiple entities. Yeah, the code could probably do with a bit of tidying, to be honest, but I don't know. Anyway, 23, tag manager, 81. Okay, yeah, that can go. That was 80. Was that right? Tutorial view or null? Tutorial view or null? That seems okay. Let's run that back. No, 81. Oh, tag manager. I'm on tag manager. Find all should return array entity of tag, but returns an array object instead. Find one by. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Sorry. Yeah, beg your pardon. I was on the wrong file. 81 here. Return entities. Is returning an array, but it should actually return an array of tag entities, so this isn't actually correct. It should return an object. I'm not sure. Am I able to do this? I very much doubt I can. No, I can't. So as it doesn't have a endpoint there, I think what I can do is just get rid of that and everyone be happy. Let's see. Just removing my flip-flops. Okay, 23. No, this is still a problem, but returns array object. Return value is expected to be, but returns object. I think what I'm going to have to do is again yeah, that's going to be tricky, I think, to sort out. I'm going to leave the tricky ones, I think, for the time being. I need some more gin before I can get to that point. Okay, so resource manager. It's funny that they're all in the managers. Find by ID, find by all, or find all, line 58. And let's just have a little noodle and see how the NPM stuff is going. Oh, hello. Hello. Pleased to meet you. Now, I must say, before I got onto the stream, I was having a look at my disk space on here, because I was hitting some NPM issues with with saying that things had run out of space. So I had a little gander at my disk usage, and I use Adobe to do all of my videos and my podcasts and everything. I had 300 and what was it? I tweeted it. It was nuts. I think it was 358. Is that? I'm just going to get that right. Let's go back to get onto Twitter a minute. Bear with me just a second. What was it? I want to get the exact number. It was, 324 gigabytes of Adobe cached files I got rid of. I didn't even realize Adobe was caching files. So basically I brought back a large percentage of my hard drive. So maybe that had something to do with it. Because before I was getting a load of issues where things were saying that there was no space. This is fantastic. Let's do docker ps-a. We'll get back to the old PHPStan in just a second. I just want to double check something. Docker logs. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That's just the best thing in the world, isn't it? Success. Let's scroll up. There is no issues here. We've got the tokens right. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So does this mean that if I go over to howtocodewell.local, fingers crossed. Oh, there we go. That's what I've been trying to do for the past 2 days. And it was a disk issue. I think it was a disk issue. Brilliant. Excellent. Wonderful news. Okay. Good. And let's just have a little quick click about. Yes, this is brilliant. This is excellent. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Whoops. Let's not click on that because that's going to go to Teespring. There we go. So, wow. Okay. I just want to check. Can I still go to the CMS? It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. It's not too sure. Come on. Maybe I should tail the logs whilst I do this. Let's bring up another terminal. Let's evaluate the shell. This is all running in a Docker machine. Yes. Yeah. We can. This has made my evening. This has made my evening. So I won't do this full sprint review today because that's a Sunday's thing. But essentially, this is exactly what I was after. Wow. Yes. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Excellent. So I'm happy to do this now, the deployment stuff. I'll try and fit that in tomorrow night or Saturday morning. Excellent. And then the DB backup script I've kind of already built, but I can't really do that until this is done. Oh, this is great stuff. This is good stuff. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to do the sprint review because these things weren't in place, but they are. I can now access all of this stuff. All the toys. I can access all the toys. That's made me happy. That's made me so happy. And also, what I've done, just a complete side note, is if I go to the portal, the actual Gatsby site, let's just bring this down a wee bit. What I've done is I've changed the networking for both the front end and the back end. So what's happening here is that if I go to, say, the env.development, which actually running this API, right? So it's not actually calling upon a website to pull down the stuff anymore. It's calling the internal host of API, which is fantastic, which means now that my API is not accessible from the public, which is what I want, which is one of the issues that I had on the bug tracker for locking down the API, because I don't want it publicly accessible. So I just call API, and what happens there is it goes to the gateway, which is another project, which is an Nginx gateway. And in here, what's happening is not that. So this is running the front end, running off of the portal service, and then up here where we've got that's the CMS. Here we go. So anything to this server name goes to this this service, but I don't need that anymore. I don't actually need this block anymore because it's looking internally to that. That's fantastic. Oh, I'm so pleased that I can get rid of this block. Because I was worried I didn't want to expose this to anything. Brilliant. Good stuff. I'm so happy with that. Let me just, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Good. Okay, I'll put a. I'm happy with that. That's good. Let's carry on now with the CMS, with the PHP stuff in the back end. That's really good. So that can go and that can go. Right. So where was I at? I was at here. Resource manager method find by ID should return resource or null, but returns object or null. Okay. So this again is going to be very similar. Oops. To what we had before, wasn't it? Where we were doing the simple returns. So we go to the resource manager. One thing I would like to do is I would like to, and that can go, use like a PHP check style on this, so it fixes styling issues of the code. This is resource, I believe, or empty, and that needs to be nullable too. And I don't know why. Oh, I know that because that's that needs to be entity. There we go. Because I've called it resource, and it shouldn't be called resource. Let's go back up here. There we go. That can go too. Just tidy that all up. Awesome. Okay, run that again. We should see that we now have 22. Fingers crossed. Drink a bit more gin. Wow. I got a lot of gin in there. Tag manager 81 here. Find all should return that. So it's just again a case of the data types being wrong. Hang on. Find all should return array resource, but returns array object. I'm not sure I can check for that. Because aren't we moving into the territory of generics? So I'm not even sure I can actually look for these things. I don't know. So it doesn't have a return type, so I could get away with just not returning anything off of here, but I was trying to be clever, right? Let's see if that at least removes it from the errors. So we're on 22. No, we're still on 22. Okay. Could I just do... No, because I don't want to do object. I guess I could try, right? I guess I could try. I suppose with the loops, 21, yeah. I suppose with the loops, I am actually checking within the loops that they are the right ones. So I would loop over this and go if instance of blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's just tidy this up and make it in line. And whilst we're at it, there was another one that was tag, wasn't there, that could be dealt with this. Where was it? Find all here. This is just object. Remove that and inline this and remove. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that should now bring it down to 20. Fingers crossed. Good. Course view manager, line 42. Line 42. Again, it's something to do with the nulls being sent here. Yeah. Okay, let me grab that. And course view manager, wasn't it? Okay, line 53 this time. Fifty-three. Here we go. if repo is an instance of course view repository, then return repo. Otherwise, throw an exception. And put that in there. I'm so pleased that was working. That has made my evening. Now, I just want to double check something a minute. So this is, yeah, it's coming back with the logs, sweet. So let me just pull it down. So docker compose down all the things. So we're going to delete it and then we're going to bring it down. I want to put this into production mode. I just want to see if I can do it easily, because essentially this will be the basis for my deployment script. So that's going to remove basically everything. We should, if we did Docker images, we should see that we don't have the portal anymore. We just have the CMS, the gateway, the database, and node. That's fine. So if I was to go into whatever project it was, portal here, and change env to be, production. So production will go, actually no, that's not right, is it? Because what I'm looking for is on run sh, it needs to be serve. No, it needs to be stage. Yep, it needs to be stage. So let's change that, because essentially what will happen is that on production, or on staging, sorry, there'll be just this file here, .env file, that just says stage, so it knows to stage it. And what will happen there is in package.json, it'll go, oh no, sorry, run.sh, it'll go, oh, it's in stage, so we'll run serve, and then that will go off and go, okay, we'll run serve, that runs the package.json file, which does this, all of these things, and it will put it into production mode. So that's what I want to make sure. So now if I did docker docker compose up -d -- build, that should now build it, but build it in production mode. So we'll go back to our usual regular PHP stuff whilst that's happening. Multitasking today, that's what we're doing. Okay, so what was... Oh, wrong terminal. Sorry, wrong tabs. Too many windows open today. There we go. 18 errors now. Okay, course view. Line 124. Course view manager 124, which is where I'm at. 124. 124 is find one by, yes. So again, I need to add that to there, and here I need to do if instance of instance, if entity, beg your pardon, if entity is an instance of course view, then return. And I believe we can, it's nullable, yes, so this is entity, and again I could do this as a ternary, couldn't I? Yes, I could. Have I got this on my clipboard? No, of course I don't. Return entity, yada yada yada, question mark, entity else, return null. Get rid of all of this stuff. Open that up. Get rid of that as well. Run this. Should have 17 errors now. I'm leaving this one to last because this one's tricky. I have a sneaking suspicion that I don't actually use the validators anymore, so I might delete Oh, here we go. So I might delete it and see what happens. Anyway, we're on 17 now. Course registration manager, line 54. What's happening here then? Ah, yeah, same thing. Find one by. Let me just get this into my clipboard here. Paste it into there. Yeah. It's course registration. Whoa, too small. Can't see. Paste. My magic mouse. And we don't need this anymore. So, what I'm doing when I copy the other stuff, like for instance, if I copied this, right, and put it in here, I will get this message up here saying, do you want to import this? And I just hit OK. And then what happens is it puts in the namespace, which is course view, this one here. But if I was to remove, I can't find it now. If I was to remove it, we'll still have the namespace up here, right? So it's still there, but it's empty. So I press Control or Command, Shift L. Command Alt Shift L. Beg your pardon. And then I've got this one here, Optimize Imports. Hit Run, and it deletes it. Also rearranges the code and everything else. Rearrange code does a code cleanup. It's very useful. Very, very useful. Okay, so next one is Course Manager. Let's just run those, make sure that they are okay. After this, I'll run all the tests, obviously, and make sure that I haven't actually broken anything. Course Manager, line 64. Where are you, Course Manager? Same deal. Course, copy that in, get rid of that. Tidy up the code, run the static analysis. We should now just have 15, yep, line 115, find all, should return, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we'll do that, 115. Oh, I've got a breakpoint going on there. Right. So that we were changing that to just object, weren't we? And then this, we were just tidying that up, so that was an inline return. There we go. Okay, run. It's 14 errors, category manager, line 58. Find ID, blah, 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 blah. Category manager? Category manager up here. Line 58. Let me just double check. How's that getting on? We're still installing it. Okay, fair enough. It is taking time. It's a bit annoying, but whatever. Line 58 here. Category manager. Yep, that needs to be returned. Oops. Let's find one. This one here. So this is a sort of just a stream where I'm just tidying up the code. I'm just sort of refactoring the code a little bit, making it a little bit more consistent, a little bit more readable. I really should actually put this as an issue. Oh no, I have increased PHPStan to level 3. Yeah, I have done. Okay, so 13 errors now. Category manager, line 80. Yeah, I was removing that. I was returning this. And that was an object. And that was getting rid of. Okay, let's run this again. But by the time this goes live, I would like PHPStan to be all the way up to the top, level 7, and complete, ideally. And also I want to be focusing on, like, once I'm there, I want to be focusing on the front end, doing some linting on that too, and just tidying up the code, running some tests against that. Entity user, line 90. So we're moving away from the managers now, we're going into the entities. This is the user entity, and where was it? Line 90, was it? Line 90. So user get ID should be a string, but returns a Ramsey UID UID interface. Okay. Now I think I got to be a little bit careful with this, because we're extending base user. And I think, if I remember rightly, base user, which is FOSS user stuff, has an ID which, oh, it is mixed. Okay, I might be able to get away with this then. Let's find the get ID. Is there a get ID on here? Get ID, yes there is. And it inherits the document, which is mixed. Okay, I might be able to get away with this then. Okay. Whoops. Line 90. It's returning a string, but it shouldn't. It should be returning that. Is it set on default when we instantiate the class? It's not. That might cause a bit of problem. Let me just see what PHPStan thinks of this. Okay, it's fine. Line 99 now. Yeah, that's not strictly true, is it? Property ID does not accept a string. I'm wondering if we should actually pass in mixed, because and it's just because what the parent does. If we scroll up here, if we go over to there and go to, so that's mixed, yeah, and get ID, inherit from document here, get ID is mixed, and can we do set ID? Is there a set ID? No, there isn't. Okay. But anyway, I'm thinking that maybe 99. Maybe I should do it as mixed. Let's give it a go. I've got a horrible feeling that might break some tests. 11 errors. We'll get through all of this and then I'll run the tests, right? So we'll get all through this, probably bar that one, and then we'll run the tests. So return to, actually, sort it. I'll do it now. Make test test unit. Let's just see. Have I broken anything? Yes. I've broken stuff. What have I broken? Okay. User tests and tutorial registration test. What kind of important tests I've broken there? Course registration here. This is a problem with the, yes, this is the ID. And this is the ID, and yes, so it's all ID. So we're saying that that is not identical to, oh dear. Deary, deary me. I'm gonna have to just back out all the changes from here a minute. So we're going to do a rollback for this file, and I'm going to just run those unit tests again. They are fine. Okay, let's run the static analysis and start those again. So it's a good job I ran those, to be honest. Line 90 should return a string, but returns that interface. And what is happening with, say, so it's here, isn't it? Could I just get rid of that and set this as mixed? Run a static analysis again. Line 99 now. Okay, that's sorted. Let's run the tests again. Yeah, they like that. Good. So what is this? Line 90 or line 99? I forget. Line 99. It's the setting. I think this is the thing that's going to be problematic. Let's get rid of that. Set this to be mixed. Run that. Essentially, that's what it was in the parent, right? In FOSS user. 10 errors. Yes, run this. I think I might back to back these. Yeah, because we're getting some errors here. Ah, dear. User test add course. Convert is identical to. Is it because what's happening here is I'm casting this to a string or something? Let's have a look at those specific tests, which are down here. API, entity, user test, and it would be, which one was this? So add course. Line 72. Oops. Aha, ID toString. Well, that doesn't make any sense, because that needs to be a toString. I mean, really, unless I was to cast this as a string, that would be... Let's run those tests. So we had 5 failures. Let's run the tests again. Maybe it was a problem with the test. They're all fine now. Interesting. That's weird. Has that... Surely that just didn't tidy all that up, right? 11 errors. 99. Does not accept a string. Ah, oh yes, because I didn't set that back, did I? Silly me. Mixed. Static analysis should bring it down to 10. Okay, once we get all of these static analysis done, I'll run all of the tests, including the API test. Okay, so we've got some errors, 4 errors here. So I think, yeah, I need to fix these tests where I'm and cast that to a string. So let's have a little noodle. Using line 90, this one here, yeah. And the next one here is line 31. And the next one is, I've got a feeling this is a sort of the same thing. This is tutorial, right? Tutorial register. Let me just run the tests again, just to get a new benchmark. So 2 failures, one in the tutorial register and the other one in course register. All right, so tutorial register first. Aha. Oops. Should be casting that as a string. And the next one is course register. On line 78. Gotcha. I've gotcha. All right, let's run those tests again. Excellent. Let's run static analysis again. Good stuff. Okay, let's just have a little noodle and see if what's going on here. We're still installing that. It's taking ages, isn't it? It's taking absolutely ages. Docker ps-a. Well, you can see that there is a container. It doesn't have. Does it not even have a name yet? TS. No, that's ports. Okay, yeah. So we got the container ID. Oh yeah, here we are. Intelligent Franklin. We'll see how intelligent you are. Unfortunately, I can't get the logs directly from here. If I do docker logs here, docker logs -f, we get the error. We get this error, which is annoying. So I can't actually see what it's doing. This is what I was seeing beforehand. It just kind of freaks out. I wonder if it's because I restarted the machine. This is taking much too long. Yeah, 16 minutes. That's not good. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to do docker rm down rm. I'm going to do docker. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do docker system prune. There we go. Let's prune the whole thing. Okay, let's just take a look at volumes. Let's get rid of some of the... See any dangling ones? There isn't. Okay, let's just see them all. Okay, I'm going to turn off the machine. And I'm going to come out of this tab here. And then what I'll do... Let's bring that up a little bit so you can see it a bit better. I'm going to do a start of the machine. And we'll basically start it from scratch. So I've shut the machine down, I've brought the machine back up again. Right, whilst that's going on its merry way, we've got 10 errors here. Line 127 of user data fixtures. So out of the entities now, into data fixture land, and it is user fixtures down here. Okay, and it's the one right here. If we had a look at this, get dependencies, cancel that. It implements this, and this returns a class or a string. Interesting. But it doesn't have a return type here, it's just a return on that. So maybe I can just copy that across. I don't know. Let's just try it. So we're not returning that. We are returning this. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work. Does not match the declared. Update PHP array. Is that right? Okay. Let's just see. We're on 10. Let's see if we can get it down to 9. Nope, we're still on 10. Should be compatible with return type of method get dependencies. Should be compatible with return type doctrine common data fixtures return type of array of method. So yeah, it doesn't actually have. This parent doesn't actually have an array. It doesn't actually have a data type. It's a... Well, it does. It's got... It's a class string of array. Whoops. No, I don't want to edit that, thank you. Don't know. No, that's even worse. I guess what I could do is just... Could I just inherit from parent? Inherit doc. Can I do that? Just to be lazy? No. Return type hint of method get dependencies has invalid data type data fixtures class. Method app data fixtures get dependencies should return doctrine common class but returns an int stroke array string. Really? No, it's not even a thing. Not even a thing. That's frustrating because I think I've got a bunch of these. Yeah, I do. It's going to be the case of like one fixes them all. Should return doctrine fixtures class, but returns an array int. Well, it does return technically an array. Yes, that is technically correct. But are you moaning that it's not the same as the parent class? Should be compatible with. And yet, oh, this is annoying. So it doesn't declare a return type at all. We've got this return type. This method must return an array of fixtures classes of which implementing class depends on. Do I have that in here? No, I don't. Let's put that in. I need to have that. It's so annoying. Invalid type. I'm going to Google that, I think, because that's going to bug me. Invalid type, yeah, here we go. And it's fairly recent, 9th of January. Okay, that makes PHPStan, this makes it easier for PHPStan to understand what's going on. Add correct, yeah, here we go. So it's a request. I'm sure PHP Storm will soon support the new PHPStan pass some notations. Great, I'll take a look. Okay. Thanks, I agree. What are you agreeing to? I don't know. Can we merge it? I'm not sure. 1.3 still maintained, isn't? Okay, I've got a feeling I'm going to have to update this. So targeting 1.4 was the right thing to do. Yeah, hi, this is PHPStan. Fail on. Luckily upgrading to 0.12. Version helps. Okay. Okay, so first of all, let's just see what version of PHPStan we're running in this container. So let's go into the container. Bash. And it's been PHPStan version, and aha, so I'm on an old version here. I think, based upon what they're saying, 0.12, and I'm on 0.11.19. Okay, so maybe running that will fix it. Before we do, there's a couple of things that I need to do. First of all, I should run Composer, because I haven't ran this in a while. So Composer update -- dry run. Let's just see what can be updated, and let's see if we can actually. Can I run this with just one? Can I update a single package? I'm sure I can, because that would make my life a little bit easier. Come on, Composer. Is it because I'm here we go. Okay, so this is on. Yes, I can update a single package. So can I run this on dry run though? So could I do update PHPStan and just see if it's available? Nothing to install or update. Okay, let's have a look and see if there is. If I go to my composer JSON file, where are we on PHPStan? PHP, I set throws. Here we go. Aha, so it's greater than 11. Yeah, so I would need to increase that to 12. Because that's going to go. I think that's going to, yeah, it's going to go 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, blah, 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 all the way up to 12, but not 12. That's what that caret stands for, I think that's correct. So, right. All right, I'm just interested. What else needs to be updated? I wasn't intending on updating Composer today, but I'm interested now. There's probably going to be a whole bunch of things that need to be updated, and if there is, then I'll I'll take a judgment call. Wow. Okay, gosh, loads of stuff. Mostly Symfony internals there. AWS SDK there too. All right. Okay. I think what I'll do is I will, to get around this, I will commit these changes. Actually, no, I won't. I will run all of the tests, all of them, every single one of them. So including the, I will drop this down to 2. So if we go over to the, I'll drop PHPStan down to 2. I will then run all of the tests. Whoops. Not in the container, of course. Sorry. So make tests. This is going to run all the tests, including the API tests, with the code that we've changed already. Okay, so this is going to give me some form of feel. So it's already ran mess detector. Now it's running PHPStan. Ooh, we've got a failure there. Even though that's going down to 2. Okay. All right, let me just do a git rollback on that. Make those tests again. Okay, no errors. And now what it's going to do is it's going to drop the database. It's going to create the database. It's going to run the migration files. It's then going to clear the cache. No, it's not. It's going to purge the database, load the fixtures, clear the cache, and then it's going to run the API tests, which unfortunately do take time. I'm running out of gin. Sad. Okay, so the cache is cleared. Now it's running through the 27 API tests. I'm fingers crossed these work. These are the, all the tests are important, but these are super important. If these don't work, then I need to halt everything and fix them. And the reason why they're taking so long is because they're dropping the database and then rebuilding the database every time, because they are altering the database, altering the data. Some of them aren't. Some of them are just doing get calls, so getting specific things. But there are APIs that are interacting and updating records, and then making sure that the returns are correct and all sorts of stuff. So yeah. What I'm saying is it does take time. Whilst this is going off, let's have a look at here. So what I've done here is I rebuilt the machine. If I was to do eval, now I'll do docker ps-a, and then we're going to do docker compose exe. No, we're not. We're going to do up. Hang on a minute. I am in the portal. Yeah. Docker compose. We'll bring the containers back up -d build. So it will have to download Node, because I did get rid of it because I did a system prune. And that was an image that wasn't used. So yeah, totally multitasking now. Installing Node whilst running unit tests against the CMS. These are looking good. So my intention here is to install all the upgrades for packages, and then rerun the tests again once that's happened, and also upgrade PHPStan too. I just want to make sure that is a proper release. Let's go over to... I must have missed this on Twitter, because that's how I knew that the previous one was updated. So let's just go over to... Can I find PHPStan? Can I find the tags? Okay, yeah, so gosh, look at that. It has been updated quite a bit. Loads. I'm way back down here. Well, I would be up here, really. Yes, so I've missed the boat. So this is what I mean by it's doing some database interactions. So we're actually logging in and we're registering and attempting to try and get courses that I'm not enrolled on. Right. How are we doing on this? We're still pulling those down. Wow. Okay, all those tests have passed. That's great news. Brilliant stuff. And all those unit tests have passed as well. Marvelous. So, yeah, good. Okay, so I think I am comfortable now to do a composer update. Actually, well, let's just commit all the things. So git, so that we're fixing PHPStan issues. Okay. Good. Okay, cool. Let's do a composer update. And I'm going to push this to the repo. Okay, so now it's going to do a composer update. 68 packages. Wow. Okay, this might take a bit of time. I'm out of gin. I think I might go and grab some more. I'm empty. I'm going to grab some more gin and then I will be back. I'll let this continue on doing its thing. See you in a few seconds. I return. I return with more beverages. Where did the music go? That's gone. Ah, there we go. Cool. Okay, so looking good so far. A lot of updates. Anyway, cheers. Looks good. Looks like that's all passed through. I will run those tests again, just to make sure I haven't broken anything. Come on, do your cache clearance. And let's have a little tinker and see. This is still doing it. See, this is the... It just locks here. I don't know why. It's infuriating. There was something that I saw on Stack Overflow, and it was about... let's see if I can find it. It was about the verboseness of NPM. Excuse me. In fact, I could probably just find it off of my local command line. So let's just bring up another shell here. NPM. It was NPM install. And I'm gonna just do help. I'm kind of hoping that there's gonna the save extract dev. No, I thought there was a way of getting more verboseness. That's annoying. NPM install verbose. I thought there was C logs in NPM installation. Log level. Verbose. NPM debug. NPM install log level. Why is this not in? Why is that not in the help file? I can't see it. Common options. I'd like to see all the options, please, not just the common ones. All of them. What? Ah, dear. Okay. So what I'm thinking is that we use this log level just to see what is actually going on here, because it might be that it's doing something, but I don't know. So I'm just, can I copy that? Come on. Thank you. Who said we don't copy and paste code, eh? So I'm going to kill this, and I'm going to do a docker system prune. Yeah. Cool. And then what I'm going to do is in the package.json in the portal, where we do. Oh, it's in the Docker file, isn't it? It's in the Docker file here, npm install. I want that. Okay, so now it's going to do the npm install, then it's going to copy that over, then it's going to do the run sh. So it's at this point. So hopefully we can get some output back. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So I'm going to do a docker build. Okay, whilst that's building, let's go on. So this is all installed. This is good, looking good. Let's come out of that project a minute. Go back into the API. So I'm going to also bump up PHPStan as well. So that is in composer JSON file here. And it was, I'm staring at it, but I can't see it. Here we go. This needs to be 12. And what do they have? I can't remember. I did see it. What do they have on the output here? On the tags. It goes all the way up to 1225, right? So that should be fine because it's going to go all the way up. All right, so let's do a composer update again. So that should update PHPStan. Let's just have a little noodle on that. It's still getting Node. I should have not done a system prune, to be honest. That was a bit brutal. I should have just kept Node. Ah, well, never mind. You live and learn. So, come on. Composer update. So what I'm doing here, just to explain, both of these are running in the same Docker machine. So same virtual machine. This is installing containers and images. This one is the API and the content management system. So I'm playing with two containers, but on the same Docker machine, which is why I can do these crazy things. I should have just done an update of PHPStan, right? Not the whole thing. Okay, so it's removing PHPStan and then updating PHPStan to 12.25, which, as we've seen, is this one, 12.25, the latest and greatest. Woohoo! That's good. Nice, refreshing gin. So Thursday evening, I'm gonna have a chilled out beverage. I wonder if when I put this up onto YouTube, I wonder if YouTube will pull this down and give me a copyright strike because I'm drinking on stream on a video. Yikes. Ah well, at least I'm not using someone else's music. Come on. I'm gonna do a podcast, and it'll probably go out late tomorrow. If I've got some ideas of what I want to talk about, but if anybody has some ideas, then I'm up for suggestions. I'm thinking about doing something on being productive during lockdown. But if anybody has some ideas and suggestions, I'm more than happy to change direction to whatever the audience fancies. So do let me know. Right. Okay, so it's unconfiguring PHPStan, executing the clear cache. And then, of course, after this, I'm going to run the tests. Just to make sure I haven't really smashed this place up. So, okay, that's installed now. We're going to do the make tests. And I have to, of course, run this from outside the container. I should really put the make file in a Docker ignore, to be honest. I'm going to set that as a task. Here. So it's just a task. Add Docker add make file to Docker ignore. Make sure that the make file is not in the Docker image. Okay. So, as before, it's done all the things. It's done the whatever. The PHPStan, that's fine. Then it does the migrations. Then it does the fixtures. Now it's going to go through the tests after it clears the cache. And this, oh look, we are getting verbose output. We're getting rather a lot of verbose output, to be honest. So we are getting stuff. Huh. I was just being super impatient and just getting rid of it. I'm thinking that this is a problem with Mac. The Mac file system with Docker, the Docker machine at least. So this might, if I can't speed this up, then it might change the way I work, to be honest, and not put this in a Docker machine. That might require me tinkering with the networks. Excellent. So a little trick that I do is I press enter on the keyboard whenever I think it's locking up. When I'm tailing a log, there we go. Now I can see it's passed. All right. Another thing I suppose I could do is put this in a Docker volume. No, sorry, a bind mount maybe. No, a volume. No, a Docker volume. And then share that volume across the builds. Whoa! Lightning. Wow. It's like looking at the Matrix. Anyway, how's this getting on? It's doing the tests. Those tests are looking good. Alright, I've had so many problems with Sharp. With Gatsby, it's been... I wasted literally a Saturday morning. No, a whole day. A whole Saturday. I was just sat in front of Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it was just playing on repeat. And I was just trying to work out why I couldn't get the Sharp to run. And I was doing all sorts of things. Like doing npm rebuild, deleting the node modules, starting it back from scratch. It was a pain. I can't even remember how I fixed it. I just did it. I like those messages. There was messages in there saying, looks good, good job, or something like that. Okay, cool. Let's go back to here. Okay, it's still doing some bits. But I'm confident, I'm happy now. I'm happy that is working. And I can't remember what I probably don't have this on the history here, but when we did our last PHP Stan, that's not good, is it? When we did our last PHP Stan, and I can't go any further than that, unfortunately. I can't remember how many we had left. I think it was between 8 and 9 on level 3. I can't remember. I don't remember. But in theory, upgrading that to 0.12 should fix, according to, I've gone and removed the browser tab, but according to that browser tab, that Stack Overflow post, it should have fixed that. But because I've just done a massive upgrade, in my opinion, I mean, it is pretty big, isn't it? I mean, even the REST bundle's been upgraded, and the framework, but yeah, a big upgrade, in my opinion. I want to make sure that the tests all pass. It's just a shame that these tests are quite slow. Let's have a look at this. Ooh, what's going on here? It's downloading Electron. You know what? I think I was just super impatient, and just killing the process. Okay, so come on, I want to write some code. Okay, so what have let's just review the changes that I've done on the portal, because they do seem to be working. So I've removed the public domain. I've removed the modules because they were in a Docker volume, and now I'm mounting it like that. In the Docker file, we're using the verbose. Makes sense. In the make file, I've changed a bunch of this stuff in the make file, loads of stuff, making things a little bit more tighter and easier to use. The package JSON, we've put in the environment variables. So there's been a fair amount of change. Okay, ooh, this is interesting. This is coming to the end of it, I think. Added 2,978 packages from 1,346 contributors, and audited 2,986 packages. Whew. Wow. Oh, look, it's happening. It's creating the container now. Maybe I was just super impatient. You know what I'm gonna do? Once this is up, I'm gonna test it on the browser, and then I'm going to tear it down, and then I'm going to change the mode to stage, I think, and then I'm going to run it again. Come on, you're on the last straight. This is taking so long. Okay, now all those tests have passed, which is great. So which means now I can commit the I'll commit the change, right? I'll commit the change. It's in the API, which is up here. I'll commit this git commit, and this is updating packages. Cool. I'll commit all that. That's all good. And then what I'm going to do is run the static analysis. Well, no. What I'll do is I'll bump up the PHPStan to number 3 again, level 3, which is down here. Bump this up to level 3, and then I will hopefully find the command static analysis and see what it comes back. I'm pleased that worked. All those tests. Okay. That's interesting. It's just cleared all those errors out, which is what I was after. Okay, so there's this one single error this was the first ever error that I was trying to deal with. And it was just after I said that these errors don't look too difficult. So come on, let's see if we can sort this out. Property app validator violations. So that's the property violations. Symfony component validator constraint violation list does not accept Symfony component validator constraint violation list interface. It doesn't accept it. Okay. On line 55. Now I have a sneaking suspicion that the actual validation I'm using isn't actually in use, because I don't know if you can remember, but I changed because these used to be in microservices, different services, and I changed that quite a bit. I'm not even sure if this is in use anymore. Change password. Register and validator. So I'm dubious. I'm gonna do a system check. Find in path. Change password. Okay, so what's happening here is we are function change password. We're passing in change. That doesn't make sense. Why is function change password passing in change password? And this is an API request. And I don't think I've actually got this API working. So... And do we have any tests for this? No. We got register. We got a register test. We got a login test, and we've got another log. Yeah. So no, this doesn't work. What about register validator? If we step through the controller, the API user. Nope. Let's have a look at find where the register function falls. Register. Okay, so we are passing in the register validator. Gotcha. Okay, so we are using that one. I was hoping I could just get rid of it. I thought it was dead code, but it doesn't look like it, does it? I'm not sure about the whole change password thing, but it's the validator. This is the issue. It's the validator. In constraint violations, invalidate on line 55. Line 55. Where are we? Here. Line 55. This violations, if we scroll up to the property, is a constraint violation list, which makes sense because that's what we're talking about here. Does not accept a violation list interface. So are we saying then that this is a violation interface? Yes, we are. We're saying that that is a violation, a constraint violation list interface. And this is also a constraint violations list. I'm a little confused. Symfony component validator constraint violation list. Symfony component validator constraint. They're exactly the same. Property app validator violations. Really? Why not? Oh, my PHP Storm is starting to get sluggish now. What's going on? Have I done anything? What's going on? Oh, we've built it. We've built Docker PS-A. We have. And now if I go to here and refresh, are we going to get to the... Yes, we are. Brilliant. Wonderful. Okay. 7 minutes. It took 7 minutes to deploy that. 7 minutes. 7 minutes to deploy all this. Not happy with that. Anyway, right. This is confusing because this is returning a list of constraint violations. If the list is empty, validation has succeeded. Okay, fine. But it's returning this regardless. Which is this, which is this, which is this. Oh no, it's not. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I had the wrong interface. I had the wrong interface. Yes, this needs to be an interface. It's not an interface, sorry. It's not even an interface. There we go. Is that it? Is that the fix? Have I done it? Is that working now? Yes, because this is an interface. Sorry. It's plain... it's just there in my face. I can see it. Interface. And there is no interface there. Wow. All right, let's run that. Yes, we've passed. We've passed it. Okay, I'm just going to play devil's advocate here and let's just knock this up to 4. I'm just interested to see. Is there any quick wins? There's only 4 errors here. There's only 4 errors here. Oh, I was dealing with this kind of stuff today, actually, when I was working with some clients. Where null and null will always evaluate to false. Right. Okay, let me just double check and see if, because they all look the same. It would be nice to knock all these off. Tag manager, in manager, tag manager. So where does that live? Manager, tag manager, and it is line 51. So if is active is not null, and we're saying here strict comparison between null and null will always evaluate to false. So is null. So maybe, yes, I see what it's saying here. It's saying if that is null and that is null, then it will always be false. Yeah, okay, so what we should do, and actually that should be on the left-hand side, not the right-hand side, but whatever. We could do if is active. We could try that. Was that 5 before? No, it was 4 before. Okay, if condition is always false, because the type is coming from PHP from a PHP doc. You can turn this off by checking treat PHP doc to false in your... Okay, I didn't realize I could do that. Active is null. If active. If condition is always false, because the type is coming from PHP doc. You can turn this off by check this by setting that treat PHP doc ascertain as false. So what it's doing here is it's going, okay, well, I can see that in the doc that it's null. So really this should be a bool, right? Because it either is or it isn't. So can I now go... Oh, we'll do it on the other side because it makes more sense in my head. So if... Does that make sense now? Yeah. Yeah. Because that either is active or it's not. So it's true or false. Okay. Alright, cool. Let's move on to the next one. Resource manager. Here we go. What line was that? 52 again? Yeah. So the thing that's happening here is that I'm not actually putting in the right data types, which is silly of me. So it should be bool or null, right? And then this should be null. Run that, we should have 2. Yep, cool. Did I just put in, did I not? Yeah, that should be bool or null. Now I like doing my nulls on the left hand side, so null or bool. Did I do that on this one? No, I didn't, of course not. I don't really know what the convention is, to be honest, if you need to put in nulls on the left hand side or the right hand side. Does it matter? I don't know. Right, course manager, line 58. Here we go. Same old story. This is a little bit faster, just a teeny weeny bit faster than doing is null. Okay, so null or bool. We should now see that we have 1, yep, and it's probably going to be the same with the category manager. Line 51. Parameters. Null, and then that is yeah, and that's Boolean. Again, I don't really know if it's supposed to be Boolean or bool. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, 2 errors. Category manager, line 45. App is null bool. Oh, I've missed out the double L there. There we go. So that should now be clear. Okay, let's... You know what I'm going to do, right? You know what I'm going to do. Let's knock this up to the next one. Why not? 5. There's more gin in my drink. Okay. Oh, come on, there's only one here. I can clear that out. So API user controller, line 100, parameter 1, user method must be expects null user null, but the FOSS interface is given fine. We can deal with that. Line 100 of API user controller. So we're actually tackling now things that are on the controller, which I will definitely need to test. API, where are we? API user, line 100. Yeah, here. So we do if. Well, we could. There's a couple of things with this. We could change this to be asking for a user interface. That might be what better, right? Interface. And again, I prefer to do it the other side. Null or user interface. Right, let's run this. Okay, that's done. Right, let's move up to the next one. Oh, seriously, there's one left after this. And I better drink up. 150. Wow. 154 errors. There is 154 errors. Not sure I'm going to be able to tackle them all tonight. Jeez. So this is this stuff again. Consider adding something like array foo to the PHP doc. It doesn't look terribly difficult. I've got a horrible feeling though. Well, let's just try. Let's just see how far off is this from level 7. The highest level of PHPStan-ness. We've got 154, 177. So, meh. Let's knock this down to 6. And we'll see if we can clear this out in 30 minutes. All right? Because it's like 22:31. Hey, I've still got gin in my drink, so I'm gonna go on. I'm doing it. It's happening. Let's clear this out. Line 25 of validator. What a great name. Okay, so consider adding something like Symfony, blah, 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 to the PHP doc. Okay, thank you. It actually tells you what you need to put in. Right. So this is in validator. Here, yes, and line 25. Which is the property, right? Yeah, here. No, yes, here. So you want me to do that, right? Really? Well, it's this, isn't it? To be clear. Foo. That doesn't make any sense. This is going to be an array, isn't it? Or is it? Is it? No, this is an object. Sorry, this is an object. Obviously not of foo. Of... a list of constraints. If the list is empty, validation is succeeded. I don't really know what this would be, to be honest. You can turn this off. Okay, I can turn this off, can I? Okay, I can turn this whole thing off by saying check missing iterable value type. I don't know if I want to turn it off because it actually could be quite useful. But it's certainly not foo. What would it be? It's an array. It's a list of constraint. It's an array of constraints, right? Is that right? Constraint. Is that correct? There's only one way to find out. So we're on 154. And we're still on 154. Okay. Validated data has no type hint specified on line 28, which is this one. Oh, you are being nitpicky now, aren't you? You are being nitpicky. I'm guessing data. Where is that? Data is equal to data, which is an array. Okay, well, it's an array. When I get this into PHP 7.4, it's going to be a little bit easier, I think, because I can actually declare the properties correctly. Right, 154. Still 154. Okay, property app data type has no value type specified in iterable type array. Consider something. Oh. Data. I don't know what that is. Validate data. I don't really know. Could I use mixed? And why am I this is throwing up a potential code smell. This doesn't make any sense. Why would I be adding that to this data? Surely I should just be passing that through. Like, where else would I use that? I'm looking. I can't see anything. I don't think this is used. This is why I like PHPStan. I don't think this is being used.
Hello, coders.
I really don't. I really don't think that's being used. Hey, legendary Cerberus. Hello. Cheers. Hope you're doing well. I've removed that data now, so we're gonna I would like to code well. So would I. So would I. We've increased this now to 155, so does not accept. Property apt validate. This is really, when you get to level 6 and level 7 of PHPStan, you're dealing with some really tricky stuff. I've just registered a website yesterday. Need to learn to put it to use. Oh, sweet. Nice. Cool, fair play. You know, that's the first step, you know. If you've got an idea for something, you register the domain. God knows I've got many domains that have been registered to me and that I've never used. But yeah. Does not accept. No, that doesn't accept that. I'm confused. This whole validator thing is getting really quite heavy, to be honest. Method app validator build constraints has no return type specified. This is getting really nitpicky. We are running PHPStan on level 6, I think. So it is getting very nitpicky. Yeah, level 6. I only wanted to push this to level 3 today. But I see this as a challenge. Level 37. Line 37. Build constraints. Let's deal with that. Build constraints, line 37. of validator. Has no return type hint specified. I've never heard of PHPStan. This is legendary Subarus. I think that's the right pronunciation. Do apologize if it's not. The closest thing to a framework I've used is Drupal. Well, Drupal is an awesome framework. Yeah, like I've worked on some really big projects using Drupal, and Drupal's great. Why is that abstract? What was I doing when I did this? Build constraints. This is like ages ago when I was doing microservices. This is like one of the legacy offcuts of that. So I'm thinking now, is this even used? Build constraints on register. Change password. This constraints is this build constraints. Let's just step through this. Yes, that is being used. And I bet because it's abstract, it's being required, right? So if I remove this, do I get an error? I'm like, I don't. Nice. I'm just going to say legendary now because it sounds like you've got legendary background. Legendary, I worked in the field for over 10 years. Over 10 years ago, sorry. You've worked in the field over 10 years ago and you'd like to get back into it. Cool. I bet so when I was a web developer 10 years ago, that was like, what were we playing with? What were the tools we were playing with back then, 10 years ago? I can't even remember what I was doing back then. But, was that... See, I don't do it by years, I do it by versions of browsers I had to support. So was that... That wasn't IE6, was it? That was... IE6 was before that, right? So we're probably looking at IE7, IE8 days, right? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, things have come on. They taught us at school to not bother with making websites compatible with IE. The correct answer. Unfortunately, though, what I found was when I went to when I joined a web development agency, so many things had to be IE6 compatible. So there was no way around it. I'm unsure. I'm confused as to why this is even in existence. I don't understand why that's there. Build constraints is abstract. It's an abstract public function, meaning that anything that extends this, because it's abstract, of course, needs to have that class. That method, which I can't find there. This one. So register. Does that extend validator? And do you have a build constraints in here? Yes. Aha. Assert collection. That's what I need. Let's just tidy that up. Right. So can we now run this? Okay, that's cleared. Okay, well, at least that's cleared. Method validate. Return type has no value specified in iterable type. Great. It's still that iterable type, isn't it? Method Format validations return type has no type specified in iterable type. Yeah, okay. I can turn this off, but I'm unsure whether I should. Let's try it. I tell you what, let's try another one before we get too deep with that. Let's go up to here, change password. Much like I did before, I just sort of dismissed the last test. Validate to change password. So for those that don't know, PHPStan is a way of doing static analysis on your PHP code without actually going through without actually running it, right? So it's almost doing like a compile. We're running against level 6, which is the second highest that you can ever run. And the idea is that the further you go up the levels, the more stringent the tests be. So if I put this down to, say, level 3 or level 2 as it was, and then run the tests. So if I came out of this and then ran the static analysis, it should all pass. Well, apart from those two errors, let's bring it down to 1. Do we have anything on there? And it's because I've been fiddling around with the stuff on level 6 that the level 2 is broken, which is annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that before I even consider pushing this up. Oh, this is so frustrating. Let's just work on this one first. Validator change password. Access undefined property. Validator change password data. Line 74. Oh, this is annoying. This is frustrating. This is frustrating because as I'm fixing it, I'm breaking it. And that's never good. So, line 74. Access to undefined property data. Undefined add property data. Is that because oh, that's what the data was for. Right, I see now. Let's just copy that, put that in my clipboard. Yeah, I was wondering where I got the data from. There we go. That's fine. Okay, so now if I run that, that should pass. Aha, right, yes. And then if I was to bring this up to, you see what I mean by sometimes when you go up the chain and you fix something in a higher level, you break something in a lower level. So let's go up to 2. Oops. Make static analysis. Yep. Let's go up to 3. I'm going to walk the ladder. I'm going to go all the way up to 7, one by one, and fix whatever is broken. So this was level 3. So validator property at validator violations is not that. Iterable does not accept that. Okay, so it's a violations list, and it needs to be a violations list interface. Okay, so if we go into wherever it's gone, here, and it's this thing here, we need to remove the constraint, I think. I think that's right. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's now step it up to 4 again. And as the levels get higher, it's going to take a longer time to go through. So that's fine. Now move it up to 5. And I think 7 is the last one. Okay, that's fine. Let's go up to 6. This is where it was getting issues. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. 5% coding and 95% fixing errors. So just to give you some context, this is so what I'm doing is I'm building the new howtocodewell.net website. It's a Gatsby front end, so JavaScript front end. It's got an API and it's got a content management system, all built in Symfony. What I do, or what I'm trying to do, is every fortnight I have a sprint to try and keep me on point. And the sprint is almost complete. These two tasks I'm going to do out of stream because they're like, backup scripts and deploying to staging. On Sunday, when I do a stream on Sunday, I'm going to do a sprint review. We've done 31 tasks, so I'm going to do an end-to-end test of all of these. This whole sprint was to build the content management system, which we've done. And then once I get it to staging, I'm then going to do an end-to-end sprint review. Today, because I managed to clear all these tasks out so quickly, I'm just going to play with PHPStan and fix the errors. I only wanted to get up to level 3, so we are so much better. We're on level 5 is passing, I think. I think so. Level 5. Come on, level 5. Yes. Cool. Okay, so we're already completing our task here. So I just wanted to have a little experiment to see how bad it is at level 6. And it's pretty bad. But it's very nitpicky, PHPStan at this point. You get really stuck in the weeds of things. We're talking about these kind of things here, which isn't really, it's good to have, right? And it's giving me an option to turn it off if I want to. But there's quite a lot. 154, so there's quite a lot of things to go through. I'm going to skip over the validator for now. I'm going to go to the Json handler. So method app decode request returns type. Excuse me. In iterable type array, consider using array and then foo. So that would be array, and then that would be the data type. Sorry, the object type. So let's have a look at this. I don't really know what a generic object would be. Interesting. App utils Json Handler. Let's take a look at that. App utils Json Handler and its decode request. So it is returning an array. Yeah, this is going to be difficult. This is actually returning a mixed, so it's not even an object. However, because I'm putting in a sock of true, it's going to be returning an array. Can I do this? Is this possible? Can I do object? Just to... So that was 154. Can I do that? Is that possible? No. No, it's not. Return type has no default value type specified. Unless you're complaining about this. Is this possible? Can I do object on here? Because the thing is, this is... No, I don't. I don't think I can. No. Nope. The thing is, this is going to be different depending on what the request is. So this is going to be very tricky. Actually, looking at this, it's supposed to be that, isn't it? Is that right? Maybe I just got the symbols wrong. No, I think that's made it worse. Although, we've cleared that out. But now it's 156. I'm sure that was 154. Okay, Anyway, let's go up to user schema. Which is in here, and then user schema. And it is line 24, which is down here. We're saying inherit docs. Method get attributes return type has no value specified. In iterable type, consider blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada. It's just a clean array. Like, it's just a clean array, although it is set to iterable. Oh no. User schema. That should be an array. It shouldn't be iterable. It's not an object. And this should be... Why is it inheriting? What's it extending? Base schema. Okay. Let's give that a go. Get attributes. That's what I've done. Oh, seriously? No, it's just an array. It's not an object. This is really weird. In this case, I do need to turn this off. Check that missing iterable values. I'm going to do that because this isn't valid. This is just a normal associative array. There's no objects here. I'm going to turn it off. Yeah. I'm going to turn it off. Now I've seen a case where this doesn't make sense. I'm turning it off. So you can set this by doing that. Right, let's run all this again. $83 errors now. Okay, that's better. That's better. Okay, response JSON API processor has no type hints. Naughty boy. Okay, let's add those. So JSON API processor. Where would this live? Response JSON API processor, and we're looking at line 12. Oh yeah, these need to be see what I mean by it gets really nitpicky the higher you go. I mean, it's good stuff, right? Because it makes your code nice and clean and readable. Oops, that's the wrong. And consistent. That's the key, is consistency. Alright, let's run those. 83 errors to beat. What have we got? 78. Marvelous. We're going to just skip over that one for a minute. Course schema, which is in here. This should be line 41. 41 here. Yes, again, I don't have any data types here, or blocks on there. Let's run that again. Line 77. Oh, sorry, 77 errors now. So JSON API processor. JSON API processor. Line 129. So L129. Have a little bit of my gin. Hey, if I can get this to level 7 tonight, that would be amazing, right? 129. Yep, that needs to be... I think this is an array. Let's just look at it. So array, get links. I think this is mixed, actually. Because it can either be an entity or an array, because... yeah, if is array. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So where we're at, we should be 76. Yes, we are. JSON encoder. Line 15. has a parameter data with no type hint. A lot of these are like missing type hints, so it's doesn't seem to be that tricky. It's just a case of, you know, putting in the right stuff at the right place. So yeah, JSON API response. That's what I'm looking at. Response. JSON API encoder. User JSON. That's the right jazz. Yeah. A lot of these it's just a case of putting in the relevant doc blocks. And again, data here is mixed. Good. Yep. I bet there's the same for all of this. Yeah, there is. Let's just see if I can just slap this out, right? So that's mixed. Yep. I should have done the interface first, of course, but hey. Yeah, now I've done the interface first, it's going to find that it is mixed, so I don't have to type mixed in all the time. Groovy. Okay. I wonder how they're going to fix that associative array stuff with iterable bits and pieces, because that's going to be really tricky. Really tricky, because basically you're enforcing that everything is an object, and that's not the case. So I wonder how they're going to deal with that. Okay, let's go up to here. Because it's a valid case not to have... It's a valid case to have an associative array, to return an associative array. But if PHPStan requires it to be something else... Okay, let's run this. So 76 to beat. This is where it goes to like 95. Oh, 61. Okay, that's better. Okay, so line 19 on user JSON unexpected token data. Interesting. But see, notice all these three are the same, so there's obviously some sort of consistent error. Okay, user JSON encoder, line 19 here, data. Ah, look at that, mixed. Tag JSON. I have obviously just missed this lot. That should be mixed. I should have done the interfaces first, of course. Resource, because you know the interfaces are a contract for the other classes to adhere to. So I should have updated the contract first. So there we go. 58 errors now. That's a bit better. Line 12, user type. Okay, so these are all types. So these are forms, and the forms were generically automatically created by Symfony Maker Bundle. So I very much doubt they'll have any kind of data types being added. No. Let's just knock them through. Yep. So what I'm doing here is I'm just holding down the shift key and then pressing backslash, then holding down the shift key and then doing asterisk like that, and then pressing enter, and it fills that in for me. Yep, like that. I do like PHP Storm and how there is some really nice shortcut keys to make things nice and simple. And lastly, the last class. Cool. Okay, let's run the tests. So 58 to beat. And we should have... Oh, well that didn't do anything, did it? That was weird. Return type has no data type. What? Oh, there's me being all smug. Line 16, what's going on there? Oh, does this need to have a void? It might need to have a void. Let's just try that and see. And you know this, yeah, it does. Yeah, it needs a void. You know, this will help with and that void as well. This will help with the upgrade to Sem4. So let's sort all this out. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I think by doing this, it's also going to help speed the code up. Although don't quote me on that at all, because I haven't done any tests. But you're essentially telling PHP what the return type should be. Okay, down to 52. That's better. Okay, so course registrations with it's not specify its types. T. I don't really understand what that means, to be honest. Let's just skip over that for a minute. Entity tag has no type hint specified. These things I can just knock out the park here. Entity tag. Entity tag. Where are you, entity? Entity tag. And it was line 22. Line 22 here. Name. Yes, that's a string, right? So it's a var at var string. And same with this one. At var string. Cool. Should be 40. Yep. Okay, let's skip all those. Skip these two, and then it's here line resource, line 29. A bunch of type hints that are missing on these entities here. So resource. I've got a feeling we're going to stick around these entities for a bit. That should be at var string. Same with that one. Same with that one. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, good. And we probably need to put in these as well whilst we're here. Yep. Any more? Any more? Nope. Good. Okay, let's tidy up the code. Good stuff. Run the tests. 40 to beat. 37. All right. Cool. Entity resource. Oh, that's that weird thing. We'll deal with that in a minute. Entity package now. Line 30. Line 30. Oh yeah, here subscription plan. Sorry, should be. It's not nullable, so this is var subscription plan. Okay. 37 to beat. We should have 36. Yep. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. I'm not going to worry about this too much. I'm going to tackle whatever that is in just a second. I want to just focus on these things. Entity category. Entity category. Yeah, this should be, sorry, at var string. And same again here, and let's fill that out. Looks good. Let's just tidy that up a bit and tidy the code up. There we go. Okay, 36 to beat. 34. Scroll up past all this lot. Okay, now user fixtures. User fixtures. This is in data fixtures, user fixtures, and line 21. Okay, yes, this needs to be an array, and I think. Are you going to find it for me? Yes, you are. Good. Good. That looks good. Okay, let's put that in as well. Scroll. Yep, that's good. Let's just refresh this. So 34 to beat now. 33. Good. Okay, so tutorial fixture now. 19. Where are we? Tutorial fixture. Line 19. Here. That's an array. And we'll just tidy this up as well. There we go. And that too. Good. Good. Run this. 33 to beat. 31. Data fixtures tag fixture. Line 11. TTT tag fixture. Line 11. Yes, it's here. Scroll. That's fine, I think, although that doesn't look right at all. But it works. 31 to beat. 30. Alright. Next one. Supplier fixture. Tag fixture still. Line 52. Line 52. Which is here. Yes, it is this object manager. Load has no tag fixtures load. Hey? Has no return. Oh, right. Sorry. Yes, this needs to be void. Of course. Let's put that in my... I've got a feeling this is going to be the same set, right? Load. Yeah, load. Let's go through and just make sure that all of these loads have a void on them. Void. That needs to be an array. That's void. Oops. That's an array. That's a void. That's an array. That's voided. Oopsie, that needs to be void. Yep. Okay. That's an array. And that's void. And this is also an array. And this is void. Yep, that's good. That's an array, good. Yeah, it's a little bit samey, this. I do apologise, but this is just where it's got to be honest. but it would be amazing if I could get this up to level 7 at this here. I mean, I'm not even considering putting this live until like the end of summer, end of the year at least, right? So having this at level 7 and having the make files to ensure that all the code that I write has to adhere to this is going to make my coding, it's going to be far cleaner and just more easier to read. So I'm all over this. This is good stuff. It's good. It's a good use of my time, I think. Okay, there we go. I think now, if we were to run this, we've got 30 to beat. What have we got? We should be in the early 20s. 15, even. That's better. Okay, so we're making some progress here. So now we've got these two, which is the controllers, right? So line 16 of the CMS home controller. Line 16, CMS homepage controller. Yeah, that needs to return a render, which is a response, right? So this needs to be return a response. Now it's Symfony HTTP Foundation, I think. Yep. Just check that. Yep, cool. And also up here, we might as well do these two auth controllers. Auth controller. Where are you, auth controller? Down here. So parameter 40. They're all on line 41. Let me just run the tests again. We should be 14. Yeah. Okay, good. All right, let's focus on this one. All line 41. Make expects a string, but object is given. On line 41 on auth controller. Right. So string, and string. But you're telling me that an object is given on all of these. How strange. So data decode request is returning an array. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, wait. It's this thing. Has that increased the amount of errors? No, it's reduced them. Okay. Fine. So now we're back to this bunch of stuff. So we've got validator, build constraints, has no return type hint specified. So this is the thing down here, which is this thing, this giant fail here. Has no return type. What is the return type of these? This build constraints is assert collection. Okay. So that should be that. Oops. Damn it. And that should be like that, right? Okay, let's run this. Okay, good. So now it's all of this stuff. This is the generics. Which is really tricky to do. Method app user get to tutorial registrations return type with generic class. Array collection does not specify its type. All right, let's have a little gander and see here. So entity user.php, entity user, where are we? Entity let's close some of these down. Entity user. Line 178. Let's tackle that one. Whoops. 178. Alright, so a line 178, yeah, it is an array collection, but what you would like me to do is to say that this is tutorial registrations, right? Is that what you're after? I can't do that. See, this is really daft, right? You can't, but you... Alright, let's just play it. There's 10 to beat. Does this fix that issue? No. Not at all. Get registrations return type with generic class. Array collection does not specify its T key. You can turn this off by doing check generics false. I think I'm going to, because we're not at PHP 7.4 yet. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to knock this off. Right, let's run this again. 10 to beat. Have the last of my gin. 1 error. And it looks like a big error. Wow, child process, PHP fatal error, uncaught PHPStan type string resolver. What? Well, this isn't something I can deal with. What on earth is this? Let's run it again. Benefit of the doubt. This might have to be... Oh, no, done. Okay. Alright, just out of interest, let's knock this up to the highest level of PHPStan. I have no idea what it's going to return. 23 errors. Okay, let's take a deep breath here. This looks like the very same as this, as that, as all of these, to be honest, apart from this. Alright, here we go. I know I said I would have left by now, but I'm in it now. So, schemas, tutorial schema. Let's see if we can sort this out. So this is method app schemas, tutorial schema, get ID, should return string or null, but returns this. I think what I'm going to do, let's just run make tests, run all the tests. I know it's going to take some time, but I just want to make sure that I haven't actually broken anything severely. Obviously I need to knock this down to 6. We have gone double the amount I wanted to do in terms of levels. So these are changing the return types of this. Should return string null, but returns that. Should return. Okay, they are pretty much the same, apart from when it gets to about this point here. Object given. They don't actually look that tricky. Not in comparison to what I've been dealing with for the rest of the evening. Let's take on this one. So whilst this is going through, I've got a feeling this is going to be okay. Fingers crossed. So let's scroll up to this one here. So this is the 43 here. Actually, no, let's go from the bottom here. So we know that there's 23 errors. So tutorial schema, get ID, tutorial schema, where are we? Schemas. Tutorial schema, get ID here. We're asking for a string. So should return string or null, but returns a Ramsey string instead. So this needs to be a string, so we need to do toString here. I mean, that makes sense to me. Okay, so then that's probably going to be the same for tag schema 2, which it is. Which is probably going to be the same for resource schema. And the same for image schema. And the same for course view schema. Course view, where are we? Course view, here we go. Which is the same as course schema. Yep. And the same as course schema. Course registration schema. Course registration schema. Then we've got category schema here. Whoopsie. toString. There we go. Okay. Right, and then after that we get onto this stuff here, which is the data fixtures user fixture. Data fixtures user fixture. On line 115. Data fixtures user fixture on line 115. So I'm near it. So 115 here. Set email. Subscription plan of method. Set subscription plan expects subscription plan button object has been given. Oh dear. Set subscription. I bet this is a reference, right? Yeah, here we go. This is going to be really problematic because this is an actual reference. It's not. It's a reference of an object. I guess I could just do. I guess I could do this, right? I guess I could do an if instance. If subscription plan is an instance of a subscription plan, then set the subscription plan. I guess I could do that. I could try and do that at least. There's only one way of finding out, right? And that's trying it and running the tests. So this would be user. Whoops. Right, so, okay, on that note, now I think that's the dodgy bit. I'm going to just stop this and run the tests again. Oh, it's going to fail because it's on... No, it's not. Okay, alright, we'll just see. This is the bit where it's going to fall down. But whilst that, it will fall down and it'll stop. So whilst that happens, we'll go up. If hopefully it's on my history. There we go. Right, so we've done all this. We've done all that. We've done all that. We're subscription plan. That's where we're at. So let's do this. Tutorial fixtures. Line 57. There we go, line 57. 57 here. Again, it's probably going to be looking at the references. Yeah, objects I've given. Yeah, oh dear. Line 57 is this one. Set author. Well, that's that one here. Set author. It's based on a reference, which is but running off of data author. Get reference. So again, I can break this out and say author is equal to this, and then I can do let's come out of that. Oopsie. Sorry. If author, I don't think this is gonna work though. That's the frustrating thing, because these are references. These are doctrinate references, not actually the concrete classes, which is a pain in the butt. But we'll see. Okay. And of course the course as well. Course. There we go. Let's come out of that and go if course is an instance of course, then we do tutorial set course, passing in course. Okay, and then right. Yeah. All right, let's just see. Am I failing at all? I'm worried now. Here we go. We are failing. It might be because I was editing the file, because this is running off of the course stuff now. Ah, dear. Although, there's a red thing here. What's going on there? That's probably why. Let's run those again. Scroll, 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 scroll. I'm having to chase now. I'm fighting not the clock, but the history of Bash. Right, we were doing the subscription plan, then we were doing the resource fixtures. Subscription plan. Were we? Tutorial fixture. We were somewhere around here. Whoa! No! Oh. I think I've lost it. I think I've lost the command output. Alright, I'm gonna stop this now. I should really do this in a different terminal, to be honest. Yeah, let's do that. That would make sense, right? Let's do it in a different terminal. So let's evaluate the shell. And then let's go into the API. And then we're going to do make tests down here. So this is going to happily go on and make those tests. And then up here, we're going to do static analysis. Yeah, I should have done this before. It makes a little bit more sense, doesn't it? So no errors. So does that mean I've just... Does that mean I've just done everything? Hang on a minute. We're on level 6. Level 7. That was me getting my high hopes up. Level 7. Come on. I'm really putting this Docker machine to use here. 12 errors. Okay, 12 errors to go, and then we're done. Data fixtures subscription plan. Line 50. Data fixtures subscription plan. Line 50. I've been stood up too long. Line 50 is here. But it's probably something to do with the price, right? Yeah, I bet it's something to do with the price. Set ID and then price, yeah, set external ID. Where is the external ID here? Expects a string, but string or false has been given. Plan ID. Plan ID is getting... Alright, so this is false array or a string. Fine, so I need to do if well, I could just cast that to a string. There we go. Okay, and then this one we'll break out of that and we'll do here we go, if if price is an instance of, and then price. Sorry, my brain is starting to fry now. I've been doing this for too long. Price. Come on, there's only 12 to go. Subscription plan, that's what I'm looking for. And then subscription plan down here. Okay, good stuff. We're still passing that, which is good. So we can run this again. 12 to beat. $10 now. This is resources fixture. Aha, yes. So if what are we looking at? Category books. Okay, so I need to evaluate that or assign that to a variable. If category books is an instance of category, good stuff. Down here, yep, same thing. Whoa, not that, not minus. There we go. Get reference tag, and then if tag is an instance of tag, 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 then good, right. 10 to beat, and those have passed. Sweet. I'm going to keep running this whilst I run. I'm just going to keep running the tests, all the tests, whilst I do all this stuff. Okay, so 10. Come on, there we go. Didn't press enter. You can tell I'm flagging. Oh, okay. We've still got some issues here. Set category expects category, but an object was given. Really? I thought I had dealt with all this. Oh no, I haven't. This should be category books, and this should be tag. Of course not. Silly me. Right, let's run those again. 8 now. Okay. External course fixture. Line 47. External course fixture. Here we go. Line 47. Line 47. This one. Data title. Author of method course set author expects author, but an object is given author. This is down here. Okay. If and again, I need to evaluate that as well. And what was the other one? It was supplier. We'll do that too. I've got a feeling that's the next one. Supplier. Whoops. If author, that's the one I'm focusing on, is an instance of author, then course set author. Okay, whoops. And this is very similar to this in the sense of we're setting a supplier if that's an instance of supplier. Okay. And then of course we go back to the variable or the object at hand, which is course. Good. What's going on here? Why is that? object is provided. Really? Oh, sorry, no, that needs to be supplier. Beg your pardon. There we go. Right. Oh, we've got some failures going on. Interesting. Right, let's run this again. It's because I think it's because I'm hacking around with the okay, that's interesting. I think it's because I'm hacking around with the code whilst I'm running the tests, and it's just freaking out. Line 6, course view. Course view fixture, sorry. Line 43. Course view fixture, line 43. Set course. Course is this. If course is an instance of course, yep, and then do the same thing but for the user. We'll get there. It's getting there. It's getting there. Right, 6 errors. My iMac does sound like it's going to take off. Course fixture, line 344. Course fixture, line 344. Yeah, it's these things here, right? The author. Yeah, author and supplier. All right. Same deal. Same deal, different class. Okay. Yikes. So this is author. And this is supplier. Good stuff. Right. If author is an instance of author, then course set author is author. Same thing but for supplier. And we can get rid of those. Boom. Okay, run this. We should have 2. Please be 2. The last 2 ever. Yes. Okay, good. Course enrollment fixture. Where are we? Line 43. Yeah, these 2 here. So. Oh, I'm flagging. Alright, so that I've already assigned that to a variable here, so I can do if course is an instance of course. And we'll do the same for the user, right? Is that right? Where is the user being taken? User is get reference, yeah. Alright, so same deal. I've been up too late. I have been up too late. Come on. Please be green. No. Oh, all right. Okay. Line 47, line 50. What's the deal here? User. Set course user. What's going on here? Set course. Huh. And we can get rid of that one, right? And just put enrollment down here. Come on, green. No, don't make all the tests. Just do static analysis, please. Just do PHPStan. Yes, we have green. We're on level 7. I don't think we can go higher than that, to be honest. At least I hope not. For the sake of my sleeping routine. Come on. Oh, we can. Oh, no. No! Oh, you cruel thing. Can we go to 9? No, 9. We can't go to 9, but we can go to 8. I thought it was 7. Oh, man. Alright, we got 6 to fix. Oh. Really? Okay. Come on, right. Entity image, method app, toString should return a string, but returns string or null. Oh. Line 54. I feel like just having a little cry. Image. Line, what are we? Line 54. I was so geared up for just getting green. Okay, this file name is null, so it is either a string or null. And this doesn't even make sense, this toString method. What's going on here? So if empty, this get file name, then return an empty string. What? What was I smoking when I did this? What a ridiculous thing. This doesn't even make sense. Right, let me just think about this. So we're going to return a string, right? The whole point of it returning a toString is that we need to return a string. So we do a ternary to say if null, this file name, then or if not null, sorry, then we return this file name, else we return a blank string. Simple as that. There we go. That's fixed. Okay. Oh no, there's a preg match. Really? CMS tutorial controller subject of function preg match expects a string, but string or null has been given. CMS controller. That's up here, isn't it? Controller. CMS tutorial controller. CMS tutorial controller. Ooh, that's naughty. They're all missing their docs. I don't know if that's going to break it or fix it. I don't know. Let's just put him in. Or it might not even make any difference. 5 to beat. Oh, still 5. Didn't even make a difference. CMS controller, line 75. Line 75. This is a preg match. This is... okay, yes. Okay, I see what this is. This is getting the tutorial. This is getting the thing, the YouTube thing, the YouTube ID. Parameter 2, which is this one here, get video URL. Okay, so URL is equal to this. This is fairly straightforward. So if URL, then we do that, and we also put in YouTube ID as default. is equal to that. Right, that should hopefully fix it. No. Oh, right, yes. Sorry, I need to change that to be the actual variable that we've just selected here. URL. There we go. There we go. Okay. Line 42 on abstract tag controller now. Abstract tag controller. Line 42. Line 42 is down here. What's wrong with it? ID of method find by expects a string. String or null is given. String on yeah, why is that null? Why is that null? Find okay. Find by ID. If ID if null equals ID. What are we returning here? We're returning the tag. If ID. We could just do this. If ID, then get the tag. And we can say tag is equal to null. Does that make sense? Apparently so. Abstract resource controller now. Probably the same thing. I'm going to copy that and go to abstract resource. Yes, it is. So this is resource. Resource. Find by ID. Yep. To be honest, I could probably refactor this code a lot because it's duplicated. The only change is the type that I'm after. Yeah, I've got a feeling that there's a bit of a code smell going on here. Bit of a code smell, but because it's like nearly midnight. Abstract course controller. I don't really care about code smells, to be honest, right now. I care about going to bed. Abstract course controller. There we go. What I'll do, I will put in a bug to say to refactor this. Alright, let's get a little bit of sensibility on. I may have had 2 gins and it might be 10 to 12, but let's get some sensibleness going. Okay, it's the same thing. Find by ID. I mean, if I was to refactor this, I would have one find or throw exception, and it would go up into an abstract controller. Yeah, I'm sorry. It doesn't matter what type of what time of day it is. When I see something like that, I need to change it. My problem is that the return type is going to be different for each one. Yeah. So how would I do that? Because the return type will be different for each one, and really it would just be that which is different. Yeah, maybe I can't refactor this. Okay. Alright, that's a bit disappointing, but I don't think I can. Line 41 of abstract category controller. Line 41. Yeah. All right. Woo! Oh, wow. It's literally taken me all evening, but we've cleared PHPStan. Let me just double check that it does. By some cruel joke, it goes to 9 if you complete 8. No, good. 8. Wonderful. I am going to come out of that shell, and then I'm going to just run the tests, all the tests, so with an S. So this will run the whole thing, the whole shebang. Okay, so that's done the database. Sorry, I'm perusing Twitter. Oops. Gosh. Oh, it's good to see that these are passing. I mean, we've upgraded Symfony today. We've upgraded all of the packages. We've upgraded PHPStan. We've gone from level 2 all the way up to level 8 of PHPStan. We fixed a ton of issues. A ton. Absolute ton. And I think, yeah, we do. PS-A. The front end is back up and running. Yes, it is. It is. I'm not sure what the issue is with switching between production and develop on Gatsby when we're running in a Docker machine, but it kind of works. If I drop the machine every time and then rebuilt it, it's almost like there's something held in memory. I haven't quite got my fingers, on it, but it kind of feels like that. So this is what the front end will look like, and it's built based off of those APIs. I'm looking forward to getting this up and running. So this is all the tutorial. Well, I haven't got all the tutorials, but this is the tutorials that are up there. I can see a bug there. The duration is wrong. Let me just put some bugs in, right? So there was one. Okay, so there's the duration issue. On all videos, on all tutorials. Okay. This technically is a bug. It's not a task or whatever. It's a bug. It's a bug. And I'm assigning it to myself. It's going to be into the UI, the MVP, and it's probably an API issue. Good. So we got the CMS. hopefully, if that loads up. This container is doing an awful lot of stuff at the moment. It's having to run through all of these tests, which are passing, by the way, which is brilliant. Cool. So this is the CMS that I created in a week, 2 weeks, just using the Symphony Maker bundle and Tailwind. I don't know how I managed it, to be honest. Let's just say this isn't the only late night I've had. Just perusing our Discord server. All right. There's a couple of questions on the Discord server, coding help channel. If anybody's interested in answering these questions, then please jump on. There's one here about PHP fixing static method for model mimicking Laravel eloquent. Let me see if I can tackle that one. I'm trying to mimic Laravel's eloquent with a few simple scripts, but I have an issue with full-on code for now. Solution works inside site controller PHP. I have. Okay, good. Okay, I'm gonna have to take this one offline, I think, and have a look at that. Let's just see where the code's going here. Is it? What's all this? Yes, it's passed. Everything is passed. Winner! All the tests have passed. Oh, that's made my day. And it is literally 1 minute past midnight. So what I'm going to do is commit all of this. Woohoo! Git commit. Fixing PHPStan issues to level 8. Fantastic. Yeah, and if anybody wants to join the Discord server, then please do so. There's a big, nice little community going there. If I can find the right tab, here we go, Discord. There you go, you can get the link there and the invite. Cool. That is really ace. We've managed to do an awful lot today. Fix PHPStan. I was only anticipating this to go to level 3, but we've managed to go all the way up to the top, which is level 8. So I'm going to say that is done. Boom. And then I'll do these two probably tomorrow night, late tomorrow night, something like that. Ready for our sprint review tomorrow on Sunday. Yeah. And then we'll get on to the next sprint, which is going to be super interesting. Awesome. I see people joining the Discord server. That's very cool. Nice. Groovy. Okay, I'm going to shoot off. I need some sleep. I've been going for 3 hours and 36 minutes, so I need to shoot off. But thank you ever so much for joining, everybody. Check out the podcast tomorrow, and I will see you soon. Happy coding. Cheers. Bye-bye.